Hi traders, in this week's market review we're going to prep you on some of the trade setups awaiting entry this week. First, just a quick recap on last week. Generally the dollar was up and the Japanese yen too. Geopolitically, it's important to stipulate here that tension in the Middle East along with military aggression from Russia over Ukraine has generally added to the dollar strength as a safe haven. And last week we also had the New Zealand dollar weakened considerably after the central bank in New Zealand interestingly raised interest rates. So onto the technicals, guys. We're going to start with the Euro USD, a hugely oversold pair at this point. It's dropped all the way from 139 levels now down to below 135, which was the major support line here, and we can see less and less strength from the sellers now, kind of insinuating the need for a pullback to the upside before we know whether or not there's going to be continued selling. And you can see that there just at the bottom of this chart. If we move on to the US equity markets, we're actually going to look at the S&P 500 here. Goldman Sachs very interestingly reported that it is due for a sell-off before any further long-term advances are made. So we're just before the 2000 mark there on the S&P 500, and you can see here that if we do get a breakout from this support line, as the arrows indicate, you would want to capitalize on that sell-off. US dollar, Japanese yen, always a good one. We look at the dollar safe haven and the Japanese safe haven, and we put them together. Of course, there isn't that much movement because they balance each other out, but it has to be said that the dollar for now is taking the prize when it comes to strength. We haven't seen a break of the support line at 101.30, and until we do so, we have to await further sell-offs. This brings us to our trade of the week. We are looking very closely at the Aussie Dollar Jpy. We had a breakout just at the end of last week's market. It's very interesting. It offers tight risk management. We can see here the clear support line from the lower red line has been broken, and you can see that the upper ends are also limited. I'm going to show you here the breakout with this blue circle, and I also want to show you the pin bar reversal doji candle that we can see that happened just before the end of the week. I'll show it to you in just a moment's time. First, I'm just showing you the breakout area, and there you have the doji pin bar as I'm circling right now. Okay, that brings us to the end of our technicals. Before we leave you guys, don't forget, lots of news next week. We are crossing over into a new month of August. Volatility is going to be high. Volumes will be low because it's summer and holiday season time. We have Monday's US pending home sales. The major action is taking place on Wednesday and Friday, of course, with the US ADP, FOMC statement, and then at the end of the week, the Bank of Japan and the non-farm payrolls coming out. Have a very safe week, traders, and be safe on the markets.